Plants scream when stressed, myth or reality? Have you ever wondered if plants, the leafy, quiet companions in our lives, might have more to say than we think? Could it be that plants actually scream when they are stressed? While it sounds like something out of a fantasy story, recent scientific discoveries suggest that stressed plants might emit ultrasonic noises. But is it truly a scream, or just a curious byproduct of biology? In this fascinating exploration, we'll unpack the science behind these findings, separate fact from fiction, and gain a deeper understanding of how plants interact with their environment in surprising ways. To dive into this mystery, let's begin with a groundbreaking study that captured sounds from stressed plants. Researchers used highly sensitive microphones to detect ultrasonic noises that are inaudible to the human ear. These sounds were recorded when plants were under stress from dehydration, physical injury, or external threats like pests. For example, in one experiment, scientists tested tomato and tobacco plants in both hydrated and dehydrated conditions. Their findings? Stressed plants emitted more frequent ultrasonic clicks compared to their healthy counterparts. In fact, dehydrated plants could generate up to 35 ultrasonic sounds per hour. These noises, which occur at frequencies beyond human hearing, have given rise to the idea that plants might cry out for help during tough situations. But here's the million-dollar question. Are these sounds intentional forms of communication or just coincidental effects of plant biology? Let's dig a little deeper into the science. To understand these sounds, we need to take a closer look at how plants function. Unlike humans and animals, plants lack a brain or nervous system, meaning they don't feel stress or pain in the same way we do. However, they do respond to environmental changes through a variety of physical processes. One potential explanation for these ultrasonic sounds lies in something called cavitation. This is a process where tiny air bubbles form and burst inside the plant's water-conducting tissues, known as xylem, during times of water stress. When a plant is dehydrated, for instance, the water columns within its xylem are stretched thin, creating tension. If the tension becomes too great, water columns can break, producing small pressure bursts. These bursts, though microscopic, can result in ultrasonic vibrations that scientists have now detected. Crucially, while these sounds are fascinating, it doesn't necessarily mean that plants are screaming in pain. The noises are more likely an unintentional byproduct of physical stress on their system rather than a deliberate signal. While plants screaming might not be entirely accurate, plants are far from silent beings. In fact, they use other forms of communication that are equally impressive. For instance, plants are known to release volatile organic compounds, VOCs, as chemical signals when under attack. Let's say a caterpillar starts munching on leaves. The plant may release certain chemicals into the air, alerting nearby plants of the threat. These neighboring plants, in turn, can prepare their defenses, such as producing chemicals that deter herbivores. In some cases, plants even use vibrations or micromovements. For example, studies suggest that plants can detect the vibrations caused by an insect's chewing and respond by producing defensive chemicals. Although they don't have ears, plants seem to be surprisingly in tune with the sounds and vibrations around them. This hidden world of chemical and vibrational communication reveals just how adaptive plants are. They might not scream, but they certainly find ways to speak in their own quiet language. Now that we know ultrasonic sounds from plants are linked to stress, an intriguing possibility emerges. Could these sounds carry information? Could other organisms, like animals or even other plants, pick up on them and respond? Some researchers speculate that animals, like bats, rodents, or insects, might be able to hear and interpret these ultrasonic sounds. For example, a thirsty rodent might detect the ultrasonic clicks of a dehydrated plant and decide it isn't worth nibbling on. It's also possible that certain plants or fungi in the soil may interact with these signals, although there's no hard evidence of this yet. The idea that these sounds could carry meaning is still being debated. However, even if they don't involve deliberate intent, these ultrasonic noises could be another piece of the puzzle when it comes to plant interactions with the environment. Let's address the elephant in the room. Are these sounds truly screams? While it's easy to anthropomorphize plants and imagine them crying out for help, this interpretation strays from the facts. The word scream implies an emotional response, a cry of pain, distress, or warning. Unlike animals, plants don't have a nervous system or brain to generate emotions or intentional cries. The ultrasonic clicks are most likely mechanical or physiological processes caused by stress, not conscious cries for help. That said, calling them screams does serve a valuable purpose. It grabs our attention and sparks curiosity about plant biology. And while plants don't feel emotions like we do, their sophisticated responses deserve our admiration. Understanding the stress responses of plants isn't just an exercise in curiosity. It has practical benefits too. For example, farmers could use bioacoustic tools to monitor crops for early signs of stress, such as water shortages or damage from pests, by detecting these ultrasonic sounds. This could lead to better water management and more efficient farming practices. On a broader level, learning about plant behaviors helps us appreciate the complexity of life on Earth. Plants are not passive green backdrops. They are active participants in ecosystems, constantly adapting and interacting with their environment in ways we're only beginning to understand. So, do plants scream when stressed? Not in a way we'd recognize as a cry for help, but they do produce ultrasonic sounds linked to their physical stress. These noises, coupled with their chemical and vibrational signals, paint a picture of plants as sophisticated, responsive organisms with remarkable survival strategies. As a takeaway, this topic is a reminder of how much life on Earth remains a mystery. The next time you walk past a tree or tend to a houseplant, take a moment to consider the hidden complexities of these silent companions. They might not scream, but they do have surprising stories to tell, if only we take the time to listen.